This is my previous drawing for Jotaro Kujo. It took me 3 hours to complete and it turned out really well, but it couldn't break 1,000 views, so it's going in the trash. I need a winner! Let me see if this will just tape back together. For this tutorial, we're going to be drawing Jotaro Kujo from part 6. He's not the same Jotaro we knew and loved in part 3. He's shorter, thinner, he's wearing purple, but what matters is what's on the inside. And even with the very limited screen time they gave him, he's still pretty badass. And today we're going to be drawing him in all of his glory, in black and white of course, because I can't afford markers. As usual, here's the layout for the page that we're going to use. We're going to be splitting our page into 9 sections, each cube being 3 by 3 inches, and the page we're going to be using is standard drawing paper, 9 by 12 inches, and we're going to be starting our drawing in the top center cube right over there. That's really all you need to know. For more information on the tools we're going to be using in this tutorial, check out the description below. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with the drawing process. So we're going to start this one off as usual by drawing an oval, and that's going to give us the general shape of his head. Next we're going to draw a few guidelines to help us place his eyes, his nose, his ears, and his mouth. To draw the outline of his face, we're going to start high and we're going to work around the shape of the oval until we get to his chin, which is going to be just below the bottom of the oval. Again, on the other side of the oval, we'll draw his jawline and his ear. So guys, I'm just going to draw a rough sketch right now, no details yet. Once we've completed our sketch, filling in the details will be easy, because we already know where everything is going to go, and we don't have to waste time erasing and redoing entire limbs because something looks too big or too small. The bottom line is, this is the drawing process that most real artists follow, so this is how you should aim to draw as well. So we're just going to draw a few more objects like his left ear and the badge on his hats, and then we'll be ready to move on to the rest of his body. Now that we've created the outline for his head, we're going to use some real basic lines and circles to create a rough sketch for his limbs and his body. Okay, that was easy. So now I'm going to draw a bit of his hair that I forgot earlier, and then we can move on to draw the outline of his jacket, starting with his collar. The jacket's personally my favorite part of the character. Gets a bit weird in part 6. I think they're doing a bit too much with it, but part 3 Jotaro, so cool. I think I prefer pretty much everything with part 3 Jotaro. In part 4 he gets so freaking skinny. Part 6 he gets shorter too. Plus, it gets kind of annoying how they keep letting him get his ass beat. He was pretty badass in part 3. He never gets any stronger after part 3 either. Like his time stop just, I think it's 2 seconds, right? Never gets any longer than that. I mean, I get it, they want the new characters to have a chance to shine, but Jotaro's the best, man. They should just make him the main character of every season. Okay, we're pretty much done with the collar for his jacket. Now let's draw his shirt collar, and then we'll finish drawing the rest of his jacket going around his arms and his body. I've kind of been playing around with the idea of continuing the manga, because I was really unhappy with the way things ended in part 6. So here's my idea. I was thinking about just kind of ignoring everything that happens in part 6 and just picking up where they left off after part 5 and coming up with some scenario where Jotaro meets Giorno and Josuke and just starting a new series off of that. I don't know. Just thinking about it for now, but let me know in the comments if it's something you're actually interested in. I was actually supposed to finish sketching the rest of his body before moving on to adding any details, but I just couldn't help myself since drawing the face is the funnest part. So, similar to drawing a rough draft for his body, we're also going to draw a rough draft for his face. which is going to indicate for us the general location for his eyes, his nose, and his mouth. So anyways, back to my manga idea. I was kind of curious to see how the dynamic would work with all three JoJos together, and could even bring back some of the bad guys. Like technically, Diavolo's not really dead, right? Um, Dio's dead for sure. I can't really bring him back. I don't know. I can figure something out for that, I guess. You'd probably need some kind of bad guy to get the story going. Okay, so we're finally going to draw some details, and we're going to start with his left eye. The first step is going to be to actually erase everything. Now I can still see the lines from before, and I can just draw over it. Notice that we're adding a lot more curves and angles, so it's not going to look as basic as before. We're making the lines nice and thick and making sure everything is nice and sharp, so when we start adding in his eyelashes, everything doesn't look like a big blurry mess. Well, that's the gist of it. We're gonna first erase the work area and then draw over it with some bigger, thicker lines, making sure that everything is sharp and accurate with no stray lines randomly across our picture, making everything look messy. I would highly suggest keeping a pencil sharpener handy because everything needs to look particularly sharp when we're drawing the face.
not a game, it's a rich thing.
Alright, we're pretty much done here, so let's go ahead and take a look at the final result. Well, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.